Alrighty guys, we're back for Ivy Auras, and this is an Outlaws of Thunder Junction standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. We got Ivy Gleeful Spellthief in here as a 4 of, even though it's legendary. It's a 2 mana 2/1 legendary creature, rocking Simic colors up there. It has flying, and whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy, you may copy that spell. The copy targets Ivy. So that includes auras, which is kind of insane, dude. So we have a whole bunch of auras packed in, like the top end Etali's Favor, 3 mana aura, enchant creature you control, and then when this ETBs, you discover 3. Okay. And then enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample as well. So how, of course, this works with Ivy is you target another creature other than Ivy, then you copy it for the Ivy as well. It's just really neat, man. So same concept with all the other auras too. We have all 4 Hammerhand in here, kind of like an underplayed red card in my opinion. Definitely something to watch out for. I think it's going to do a thing today. We also have 3 Audacity in here. That should be good. Rocking the Tyvar stand as a little bit of protection. We do have other powerful creatures packed in other than the Ivy, and they're going to be rocking Prowess with like Monastery Swiftspear. Beautiful. We got the Elusive Otter too with that adventure side coming in handy. And of course, Slickshot Show-Off making the cut once again. I don't think anyone's surprised by this one. And this is obviously going to pair beautifully with Demonic Ruckus as it does. That's just another powerful aura that's also just going to work beautifully with the Gleeful Spellthief. All right, that's everything already. Oh, and Monstrous Rage making the cut too because, well, because it's really good. Dropping a Monstrous Rage on a Swiftspear and copying it onto the Ivy is equally as powerful as any of the other auras that are packed in here. So over in the mana base, we do have the brand spanking new canal. We got the Copperline Gorge, of course. We are leaning a little gruel in the list, so we have the Karplusan Forest, as well as a couple of Botanical Sanctums in here for the Simic colors. Oh, Shivan Reef also making the cut. Look at all these fast lands, dude. Oh, yeah. We're going fast. That's what we're going to be trying to do. We got 20 total land leaning towards red because that's what the deck is leaning towards. Of course, Crucible of Defiance, Who Endures, Soaring City also making the cut. We do have an honorable mention over here, Two-Headed Hunter. For the twice the rage side of things, there's not too many creatures. Like, we have a lot of powerful creatures, but there's not too many total with only 16 total creatures. I also don't think we're going to get to 5 mana too often to actually warrant playing the Two-Headed Hunter. Instead, we have Twinferno, which I totally forgot to go over here. Yeah, giving double strike to something is going to be pretty good. Other than that, every now and then it might be rare, but you might use that top ability in here as well. Okay, guys, yeah. I like to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. In the meantime, let's take this into some ranked and see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into the first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? It has Slickshot Show-Off, so it must be good, right? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh, this is not a bad hand if we get to keep that Swiftspear around. Maybe it is actually, well. Okay, let's give it a shot. Island, Siren, okay. All right, Canal off the top. Swiftspear, go, 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 go. Swing. Beautiful. Yeah, seeing the second red source off the top was really good for this hand. So skipping Sanctum next turn, going Ruckus plot with a Monstrous Rage is going to be pretty good. We got to keep everything back. Elusive Otter, that's also pretty good over the plot on the Ruckus. I think it is going to be the Otter too. So let's start with the swing, because Monstrous Rage. They go for the block. We will do this, because extra damage right now is fine and dandy. And then Elusive Otter. Nice. Yeah, instead of the plot on the Ruckus, because now we'll have 3 mana just play the Ruckus out and then have the Monstrous Rage still, which is going to be pretty good. Oh, nice. The opponent's playing with the Proft draw duelist combo nonsense that I can't think of the name of right now. Okay, Mountain. I suppose we should be a little scared. This is a significant blocker, dude. That's a 2/5. So, Elusive Otter is creatures with power less than the Otter's power can't block it. So putting the Menace on the Swiftspear definitely makes the most sense here. Although, I guess the double strike... Yeah, I guess this is fine. And I guess we'll still go Monstrous Rage then on the Otter. I guess the double strike could have been equally as powerful as the Menace, depending on where they blocked. Opponent's down to 4. If they can do something fancy with the Duelist and get a second blocker down for the Menace on the Swiftspear, then they might be okay. They do get a second blocker down. However, the double strike on the Otter should be good unless they find some tempo. They could play an island and have a Fading Hope open. And then we would be in trouble, for sure. They go onto the Scholar. They swing. And they did not find a 4th island. And a Monstrous Rage off the top. Holy cow. Otter gets through regardless here. Twinferno also giving it some double strike too. Pretty scary stuff, man. Let's overkill it, because the opponent's letting us play it out. So thank you, opponent. Thank you kindly, buddy. Nice. First of all, opponent, massive props for playing something a little different. That is a very fun style of deck list. Heck yeah, I had fun. You kidding me? You know how hard it is to win sometimes, game? Like the game just shouldn't even ask us when we win. Because it is so tough to win sometimes. Yeah. With the Memory, the Scholar, the Duelist, nice. Different version of Mono Blue that we can appreciate for sure. We can assume that a lot of that deck list had tempo as well. I love tempo, dude. Tempo is some of the most fun I've ever had with Magic. A whole bunch of different tempo lists that is just like way too much fun. You know what I haven't visited in a while? Ninjas. Oh man, we gotta visit ninjas before they rotate out. Let me know in the comments if you want to see ninjas, and then maybe I'll bump that up the list. Opponent, excuse me. Well, we'll put this down as a test hand here. Take a look at this hand, if it was keepable or not. We have the Copperline Gorge with the Soaring City. That's enough mana for the Show-Off, the Ruckus, the Audacity. Hey, we could even get the Ivies down too. I would have kept this, especially since we really want to pop off with the Ivy today too. I don't know why. I don't know why they conceded. I'm sad. And now, yeah, I really would have liked to see that Ivy do the thing. Yeah, if I remember when I go down and put the chapters in the description, I'll put that down as a test hand. We don't get many of them throughout the evening. So it's nice to see extra hands. See how it draws. Ooh. Only the Swiftspear, just like the last one. Well, not literally the last actual game. We'll give it a shot. If Swiftspear actually sticks around until we untap, we'll have the stand as protection. Ooh, Ivy. Oh, Golgari. Oh, I have a feeling my creatures are not going to survive, but you know what? I am going to play that Ivy for the turn. Call me crazy, guys, against Golgari, but I'm getting that creature down. Ooh, tapped land. Nice. If they miss a cut down, then we're good for the turn. Duress. Oh, get out of my hand, opponent. This is going to be so cool. Okay, they take the stand because they know. They know, guys. Show-Off. Yeah, they definitely have removal since they took the stand, because like everything else is really good here. I would double down on these. I guess I'm gonna get the Show-Off down though, and then the Audacity is fine. Yeah, doubling down on these. Hammerhand is probably gonna come in handy though overall. And let's go Audacity onto the Swiftspear for the trample, since the other guys are flying in the air. And we take that with the Ivy. Wow, really good damage. Holy cow, dude. This is the opponent's third turn. Gonna be a Gulch, bringing us down to 18. It's got to be spot removal open for sure. Another Show-Off off the top. Holy cow, dude. Wherever we plug this Hammerhand is where their removal is going to go. So it's going to be on the Swiftspear, I suppose. We draw on the Audacity. Copy there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, their removal drops on wherever the Hammerhand goes. So that way they can hit 2 for 1. Oh, they actually hit the Ivy. It might be cut down number 2 as well then. Audacity off the top. We can take that action and it just fizzles out. And they still have 1. Slickshot Show-Off can't block for the turn. There's nothing else from the opponent. Wow. GG opponent. That was something else. They only got 3 turns, guys. Well, not bad. I mean, Mono Red does that pretty consistently, I suppose, right? What we got here? Glimpse the core. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling. Good stuff, man. Opponent, what y'all bringing to the table, buddy? Ivy, without a blue source, we should mulligan. Oh, no red source. I mean, hey, we're playing a 3-color deck. This is going to happen every now and then. Down to 5 we go. Let's do this. Well, we do have the Ivy. The majority of the mana base is red. I'm going to keep 6, guys. I'm going to do this. And Ruckus is probably the drop for this hand. Sanctum comes down. I think we have a really good chance of seeing a red source off the top. I almost went down to 5, but I think that's much worse than just keeping a potentially bad hand. I think the first 7, I think this is better than the first 7. Okay, Ivy number 2 for when they pick up the first one, I guess. Until we survive long enough to see the red mana. Any mana off the top will be fine though, because we'll have stand open to protect the Ivy. Uh-oh. Should I wait? Nah, let's just go for it. I think I think the fact okay, they missed cut down number 2, so that's good. This is Golgari's revenge for sure. We went down to 5 in a 3-color build. I don't know. Oh no, more red off the top, but at least we have protection open for the Ivy now. Protection for now, right? They could easily double down. I don't know what the majority of... Well, let's double check, actually. We can look at it right here. On mountains, we have almost an 8% chance of hitting a mountain. The canal, almost an 8% chance. Well, right? Okay, yeah. We have 4 mountains, 4 canals. Copperline Gorge is also in here as a 4 of 2. We have a reef. Karplusan Forest as a 2 of. Crucible as a 1 of. Oh yeah, dude, we have a huge chance of hitting. Oh, it says it here at the top actually. Or is that the mana? Or is that what's remaining in the deck? I don't know. I don't use this deck tracker very often. Every now and then I do. So If that's the land, then we have a 31% chance of hitting a red source. That's not half bad, is it? Like the 2's getting through. Opponent was running down the timer to let us look through our mana base in the deck. Sheoldred, you are 4 turns too early, buddy, once again. Sheoldred, are you sure you're not an 8-drop? Are you sure? Oh no, Swiftspear. Oh, now that we drew the Swiftspear, let's see if the red went up or down. Now, okay, it went up, so that it must be our land. So 32% chance of hitting a red source. Swing for 2. The opponent's going to gain that 2 right back, unfortunately. I guess I should have went down to 5, but it could have been so much worse, though. Going down to 5 is rough. Opponent's not concerned about this Ivy at all. And, like, we know that they have more removal, you know what I mean? Against Golgari, for sure. Alright. See what's on top. Twinferno! No! Oh no, guys. Well, we have 7 on the board. I guess we keep going. We might as well, like, test the deck to its limits, right? See what's on top if we survive the next... No, we don't survive the next turn. We don't. We're actually dead on the draw. Because they power up Cottage for 4, a swing for 11, and then pass it back. Sheoldred ends this. Aww. I guess since it ends on the draw, we'll still get to see what's on top. So I guess that's the main goal here anyways. Oh. Missed lethal? They might have something else in hand is the thing, so. I believe they may have missed lethal, though. Because the Cottage would have been swinging for 4, and then they would have passed it back and dealt 2 to us on the draw with the Sheoldred. They could just be playing it out to its fullest because they don't know it's in our hand, too. Because we haven't played anything this game except for Ivy. So they might be concerned that we're going to, like, bounce the Cottage or something, so since they're a mid-range deck. Audacity. Okay. I'll play the Audacity. And we'll swing at the Nissa. And then we'll drop the opponent the GG. And they're probably very confused as to what the heck is going on. Actually, from this angle, they probably think it's a toxic build. Right? Ivy Simic Toxic. Well. 75% so far. Don't forget that middle victory there. It was just the opponent leaving, exiting the building before we even got to play. So technically 2 wins, 1 loss, and that loss easily could have just come down to my mulligan. Maybe I should have kept the first hand since everything is majority red anyways. Like, the first hand we had, what, Gruul colors but no blue source and I mulliganed? Maybe that was a greedy mulligan. They just kept it maybe. And not worried about the blue source. Ooh, after the last game, I'm just happy to see this. There's 1 red source, that's all we need. Other than that, it's only Slickshot in hand, so depending on the color that the opponent plays, we might plot the Slickshot. Oh, buddy, we plot the Slickshot. Demir, huh? Demonic Ruckus. Okay. No protection in hand. That is removal, if I've ever seen it. Twinferno. I mean, I guess I just wait for explosion or wait for some protection off the top too. Sure. Let's do it. We wait for a second. And they can also wait for the second, which should be scary for us. Okay, they are in fact waiting for the second. Etali's Favor. I'll play Who Endures as a land. Maybe. Might help us get around something. Pretty sure our creature dies as soon as we play it, but I waited last turn. We shouldn't wait this turn, right? We get blown out while playing an aura, though. Okay. I'm gonna pass it back. Dude, it seems silly, but like, unfortunately, we're already in trouble with only one creature. So... Alright, they're tapping a lot here. Bandit's Hall. We're going to take out with the Who Endures. They get the land, but maybe not. Let me see this. Maybe commit a crime, put a loot counter. Okay, it's a mana rock. Remove 2 loot counters, draw a card. Cool. I like it. But yeah, we'll let them keep that. I'll keep the Who Endures back for now. Crucible of Defiance. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now that's a way to get extra creatures onto the board. With 2 mana open, we still have to anticipate removal, but at the very least, we'll be able to still go Crucible for a swing and just have something else as well. So let's get that Slickshot Show-Off down. Dude, I'm gonna miss Crucible of Defiance for real. We have 4 mana. While we're playing stuff for free, let's see if they drop the Show-Off with the Ruckus on the stack. It is going to be a Shoot the Sheriff, actually. That's a bird wizard, not a bird warlock, unfortunately, right? Okay, what that lets us do is get the Crucible swing, and we'll have 2 creatures established to try to do a little bit more next turn. So we knew that the spot removal... Sorry, guys, I can't talk right now for some reason. So we know that the spot removal, there we go, was coming regardless. So it was a matter of when did we want the spot removal to hit, and that was our moment right there when we actually had a chance to get more creatures established. Okay, Hammerhand can take the Lord Skitter out of the blocking equation for now. Ivy. All right, dude. All right. Let's go. This is going to be sick. Holy cow. Hammerhand on another creature. Ivy's such a good hit off the top. Lord Skitter, you can no longer block, buddy. And I guess we just target those again. And then we will buff wide because spot removal. Yep, take action. Beautiful stuff, dude. Holy cow. 3 pieces of spot removal will pull the opponent right back. And we don't have a Hammerhand in hand, so Lord Skitter will be able to block next turn. With 6 mana, I wish I was joking about 3 pieces of spot removal, but Deep Cavern Bat, okay. Okay, Etali's Favor is probably the pick because, well, we don't know what else is in the opponent's hand. They're actually going to take away the double strike here. So they might not have removal for the Ivy, guys. Because if it was removal for the Ivy, I think that the double strike wouldn't have been prioritized over the Favor. We do not want... We want to decline that. Don't want to copy the cut down. 3 mana still available for the opponent. They know we have the Favor in hand. And if we get to double the Favor next turn, Shoot the Sheriff. Luckily, Ivy is a rogue, so we go decline. So now we know why they took the double strike, but we could also find a double strike off of the Favor too because of the Discover 3. Anyone's game, surprisingly, dude. I didn't think we were going to get pulled back into this. So they're at 7 is what we want to think because they have the lifelink here. So Tyvar stand for 3. If they didn't have the blocker in the air, that would be enough. Because Ivy would be at 7. So we're just going to keep that open as protection. We're going to play the Favor and maybe find something that helps us win on the Discover 3. Hammerhand, let's go. Holy cow, dude. Take the Deep Cavern Bat out of the blocking equation. Swing for 6. What is happening, bro? On the games where we're doing the thing, we're doing the thing. And that was like, that was super sketchy early on, like when to play the show off and everything. And like, yeah, like when to run into the spot removal that we inevitably knew Demir had. Holy cow, man. What else could we have seen on the Discover? Like anything that wasn't a creature that they could block? Well, even a Swiftspear wouldn't have been bad, but they would have gained the 1 life off the Cavern Bat, so Swiftspear wouldn't have ended the game. No, it would have, because of the prowess. Would have activated Stand. Monstrous Rage, I suppose, would have been a big enough boost as well. Man, there's a lot we could have hit there. Double Strike, the other Twinferno. Discover 3. If we hit the Otter doesn't have haste, so that wouldn't have won us the game. Tyvar Stand wouldn't have won us the game, so, but there was still a good chunk of things that got us there. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. I have no idea if we're getting lucky, unlucky, or anything in between. Maybe the deck is just like curving out properly. Opponent, are you bringing Jetmir to the table, buddy? Because if so, I'm freaking excited. No green source, but look at this hand. Can we do this? I'm trying to learn from the last loss. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, because if we mulligan looking for all 3 mana sources, I'd say at this point, as long as we have red, then we should be okay. For a little while, at least. Otter comes down. Hold up, hold up. They're rocking Jetmir, and they have the cat sleeves? Excuse me. Opponent, are you just freaking awesome, dude? What's up? What's this? Trailblazer? Okay, what the heck are we up against? Ruckus, Hammerhand for the turn, plot the Ruckus, or just get Ruckus down. Let's just get the Ruckus down while we can. Because now if Otter dies, then at the very least the Ruckus is put into the graveyard, drawing us a card, getting us closer to other creatures. Lightning Helix, yep. So card draw important. Ivy, all right. Oh, we don't have the green source though. Like sometimes we're like, oh yeah, the 3 like Temur colors, like this is awesome, it works so well. And then other times like this, hey, all right, dude. Heck do I want to do here? We might run right into spot removal. And I say we let it happen. We accept this fate. Oh, even Interrupter. I still don't know what we're up against. High Noon? Even Interrupter makes the Demonic Ruckus 2 mana as well, unfortunately, until we can deal with that. Trailblazer number 2 coming down. This looks like a pretty cool list. Rocking a lot of new cards, which is fun. Or new, I mean, new-ish now, right? I guess the set has been out for a little bit. They swing for 2. Pass it on back. Audacity. We'll go Ivy. It's too bad that Interrupter's going to be sticking around, huh? Give Ivy haste, I guess? We don't... It's not like we have protection. Ivy doesn't have haste in and of itself, so... Swing for 3. I mean, our deck is definitely trying to be more explosive than their deck, so we don't want to save it as like a blocker. And I don't think it would survive as a blocker anyways. I mean, it definitely wouldn't survive. I mean, like, survive long enough to be a chump blocker for the Interrupter. But that's not necessarily something we'd want to do, too, since, yeah, there's not too many creatures packed in. Ahead, get that swing. Puts us down to 12. Cathar Commando. Flash. It is High Noon. Okay. That should be very scary. With 3 mana available. Etali's favor is pretty good, man. Because we could see something equally as powerful. We could see some double strike maybe. But maybe it's just like Audacity. Demonic Ruckus. Maybe Ruckus first, see what happens. Since we've plotted it over there. And the plot is pretty expensive. Like Lightning Helix number 2 could easily come down and interfere this. And before 3, they might be afraid that we have protection in hand, which we just don't, unfortunately. So we're just going to swing for 4. Take 9 next turn. I guess we could die if they flash another thing down. And that's probably fine. If we die next turn to a nice flash creature or something, probably okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep this open, making them think we have protection. The second I play that Monstrous Rage is the second they play something on the stack. All right. See what they got. Commando. That is 12 damage. GG opponent. We'll give them a Monstrous Rage on one of their creatures too. Yeah, at that point, it is what it is. I think we still wanted to swing regardless. Oh, Appraiser. The opponent's deck list is freaking awesome, dude. Wow, Werefox Bodyguard off the Appraiser. I mean, we knew going into this that the opponent was cool because they were rocking Jetmir and the cat sleeves, so Audacity. We will give the Monstrous Rage to the Interrupter. Good game, opponent. This deck list is pretty fun, but boy is it, like, scary when you play a creature and you just have no idea what's going to happen to that creature at all. Alright guys, we're 32 minutes in. We definitely have time for one more. Win or lose, I'm pretty satisfied with how this played out overall. Going Temur colors for the sake of just more powerful auras and everything seemed to work out quite nicely. Of course, the biggest issue then is how punished are you going to get from playing 3 colors in the same build? Another issue right now too, just like in general in standard, there's like a lot of spot removal, so we probably should have more protection packed in. I don't have too much protection as I really just leaned into the explosive side of the deck list. All right. This is probably a keepable last hand of the evening. All these fast land in here are beautiful though. Like in our first 3 turns, we like as long as we see mana, we're like guaranteed that these land come out untapped. It's actually just really cool. All right, we have a turn. We have 1 turn before the case pops the Show-Off. So we go Show-Off. We drop Ruckus and hope that we're up against generic Boros. That way we just have to be concerned about the case. Because generic Boros doesn't run too much spot removal. Come on, generic Boros. Alright, Inspector. So it's turn 3 when they drop the case that really matters. At that point, hopefully we're above the case with the favor, but they could drop 1 drop then case. Case of the, I never say the full name. It's like Case of the Stowaway Train. Is that it? I just don't know right now. Either way, we're going to try to get this above the burn range of that. See what we see on the Etali's favor. It's going to be another Show-Off. That is beautiful, man. All right, because now if we lose one, we'll have the other one. Bring the opponent down to 9. Who needs blue, huh? Not this guy. 3rd mana. So like I said, it could be 1 drop, and then 2 mana open for the Case of the Train or whatever it's called. Pop the 3/4 Show-Off. It is... What did I call this? This is Case of the Gateway Express. It is... What did I call it? I called it like the Stowaway Train or something. That's funny. Luckily for us guys, we found that second show-off on the favor. The opponent played it out exactly as we were anticipating. So very, very lucky to see that other creature. The draw, Audacity off the top is huge, but we have so much in hand anyways that it doesn't really matter what we end up playing here. Ivy, so it's going to be just Etali's favor. See what we see on the Discover, because that's pretty fun. It's going to be Otter, actually. So we can go, what? Grove's Bounty to buff. So submit 0. Buff the show-off that way. I guess that works. And then we just go Monstrous Rage, because the opponent's tapped out. And it could also be the Audacity for the turn, too. Good game, opponent. That time, we just played Gruel, apparently. Total deck win rate, 71%. Don't forget that second victory was just a test hand. The opponent left the building very fast. Overall, though, deck played out nicely. And it's all thanks to our best friend, Slickshot Show-Off. Guys, let's definitely end on a high note. Taking out Boros is freaking sweet, man. Let's go over this deck one more time. And in a little bit more detail, maybe, based on what we saw in those games. Guys, while I have you here at the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we got that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. The main benefit for the Patreon, of course, is the patron suggestions. I don't bring this up enough. Well, there's two things I don't bring up enough. Number one, thank you to all my patrons. Y'all are awesome. Seriously, the Patreon does go the extra mile, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And another thing that I don't bring up too often is whenever I take suggestions, whether it's from comments or Discord or the Patreon as well, I never completely net deck. Sometimes the deck lists are fairly similar, but I always try to put my own little take on it. Some of the stuff that I change up the most is actually the mana base. I find that I piece mana bases together a little bit differently than some people sometimes. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments. Do you like how I put mana bases together? First of all, I feel like the mana base in this one felt pretty good as far as three color decks go. We got held up sometimes, but it didn't really matter too much because we're leaning so red. We have this beautiful, beautiful red shell in here. Swiftspear, Monstrous Rage, Show-Off. Fill the deck with the rest of the nonsense, and you're good to go. That's all you need. Hammerhand, I love me some Hammerhand. It feels criminally underplayed. It's one of those things, maybe after rotation, we'll see it as like a 1 or 2 of popping up in some mono red list. The big thing there is a lot of mono red already has haste anyways, like Swiftspear and stuff, but not like it's not the haste that you're looking at on the Hammerhand. The +1/+1 is pretty great too, but it's when it comes down, you're hopefully buffing your prowess creatures, and then you're taking the opponent's biggest blocker and just taking it out of the equation for the turn. And then maybe you do it again next turn as well. And blockers are so important that, I mean, look at this, dude. We don't even have removal in here. This is an example of a deck list where we're just trying our dandiest just to slam face. Who cares what the heck the opponent's playing? Just go, go, go. And at that point, Hammerhand, as the 4 of, is kind of acting as the removal. Ivy, dude, when we saw this and we got it established onto the board, how cool was it? It was awesome. I couldn't be happier with how it actually played out today. I'm trying to think too. So, okay, Elusive Otter. So we have to talk about the amount of protection in the list because we only have 3 Tyvar stand as the protection. So target creature you control gets +X/+X and gains hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn at 1 mana, hexproof, indestructible. Beautiful. That is good stuff. At anything where you actually charge up that X ability, now you're talking, man, because if you only have this and you have a like Swiftspear on the board or any creature at that point too, and you spend all 4 mana, go X is 3, buff your Swiftspear, gets that prowess as well. Same concept with the Otter too. Actually, Otter is a better example because Otter has that ability. Creatures with power less than Otter's power can't block it. If you're buffing the Otter, you're getting it nice and chunky. Actually, at that point with that example, X is 3 on the Otter with the extra prowess would make it so that way like Sheoldred can't block the Otter at that point, which is actually really sick, isn't it? The triple Audacity, the triple Demonic, quadruple Demonic Ruckus, actually. All that made sense to me. I could see like maybe dropping a Ruckus and going up another piece of protection, maybe. I could see dropping a Twinferno, going up another piece of protection. I think the deck list performed well enough for me today to where I'm personally not going to change anything, but this stuff is very important, man. And there really is a lot of spot removal, and you guys saw how we had to dance around some of those games where we just knew spot removal was coming down. We didn't want to get completely blown out. So, like, for example, like there's probably so many instances where we could just easily drop an Etali's Favor on turn 3 onto a Show-Off. But if the opponent has open mana, it's like, it's over, man. The Show-Off is going to get popped before the Favor hits the board. You're losing 2 cards for the price of 1, and at that point, like, Standard's so rough, dude. The cards are so good, all the decks are so powerful that you're probably just going to lose the second you get hit by a 2-for-1, because the deck relies so heavily on the early game and actually landing like your turn 3 plays as well, which is another reason why we had to bring up the extra protection. So Snakeskin Veil is an option as well. The extra +1/+1 counter goes a very long way. So definitely something to consider there for sure. Outside of that, always, when you're playing 3 colors, always watch what you're dropping and taking out too, because you might have to move around the mana base a little bit as well. As you guys can see here, we are heavily leaning towards red, kind of sort of just splashing the green and especially splashing the blue. Because even if you don't see blue, you don't have to play Elusive Otter as a creature. You can play it as the Grove's Bounty side of things, which we saw when we hit it on the Discover with the Favor to buff the Slickshot Show-Off, which we didn't need the extra buff, but you never know. Maybe we would have needed it, right? Outside of that, like Crucible of Defiance, the extra creatures on that is going to be very good. 16 creatures. We could consider like going up a couple creatures as well. I don't know what creatures right now, but definitely let me know in the comments if there's a couple creatures we could consider. Maybe dropping an Etali's Favor or 2 and going up a couple more reliable creatures would be good. Dropping an Etali's Favor or 2, going up a 1 creature and like the 4th Tyvar stand or a Snakeskin Veil for that matter. It could be pretty good depending on what kind of removal you're up against. Okay, like if you're up against a lot of Sunfall still, for example, then Tyvar stand isn't going to do anything for Sunfall. Hexproof Indestructible Sunfall exiles, right? And it exiles all of them, so they're not even targeting. At that point, if you are seeing a lot of Sunfall still, and for some reason the opponent is getting to their 5th mana before you win, Slip Out the Back might be something to consider. For this deck list, though, you really, really don't want the opponent to get to turn 5 anyways. And if you have Slip Out the Back, it could slow you down pretty significantly. There is something that I always overlook on Slip Out the Back, though, and sometimes you guys let me know in the comments. You can target your opponent's things too. Phase it out for the turn. That's another way to get past really chunky blockers. The deck list already has a lot of ways past that, but it's definitely something to consider. Maybe this should have at least been in the honorable mentions too. Like I said, though, deck list performed well enough for me to just not change anything. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what would you add or take out if you made it this far into the video. Y'all are champions for real. I hope you had just as much fun today as I had. And yeah, hey, I'll see you in the next video.